What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Michael here. Appreciate you rocking with me. You know the deal. I got something a little bit different for you today. I'm going to try to bring you along with me. We are going to look at some tractor equipment. You're probably asking, well, what the hell does tractor equipment have to do with anything you've ever done on this channel? It's a good question. I'll try to remember to put up a picture right now. Pop! Of the front acre or so of my property. It's all overgrown. I mean, it was always full of brush, and I knew I was going to have to clear it, but last year it exploded. I mean, it just went out of control. I bought a little, it's nice. I bought an Echo brush clearer, handheld gimmick, and it works really well. Like I can kind of do the street line pretty easily, and I can do things here and there, but an hour of working with that thing and you're just destroyed, because it's heavy as hell. It's gas powered, heavy as hell, and you're swinging it back and forth like this. It ain't it. And so my original plan is that I would sort of work whatever, a couple hours at a time and clear this area. But we also were waiting to decide on exactly what we were going to do, where we were going to put stuff, because we didn't want to clear it and then have to work to keep it cleared, right? Because you have to duplicate that work if you're not ready to do something with it. So we didn't do anything for a year, and like I said, it just absolutely blew up. Sticker bushes, brush. There's a fallen tree near what I would call the edge of the yard, so to speak. And in that tree, a maple has grown. And when we bought the property, the maple was like one stick sticking out of this tree, and now it is a full-blown exploded maple. I was originally planning on cutting out that stump, not the stump, the fallen tree, cutting it out and mulching it and taking the maple down. But now I might just leave it. It's a nice tree, but anyway. To the point at hand, I need to get a piece of tractor equipment that can clear this lot. Whether that means, I don't know what that means. This is a fact-finding mission. That's what we're going to find out. But I need something that can clear this lot, and I also need something that can level it, and I also need something that can dig a trench for electrical and Ethernet, because we're going to start the process of clearing room for what will be the eBay shed. I don't have a clever name for it yet. Kevin's got the Commonwealth cabin. Lonnie just calls it the shed, right? Shed flips, garage flips. I'll try to get some branding on it at some point, but that's the next phase in our growth. And I mean, I'm really busting at the seams. I've talked about it before. Of the office, which you see all the time, and that place is a disaster. And it's not fair to my wife, because that was supposed to be a shared office space. We were going to put in built-in bookshelves, and we have a lot of books and a lot of media and things like that. It was going to kind of be like our little tea room, essentially, where we could drink tea and read and stuff like that. Maybe have a small computer in there for paying bills and stuff, but it was never supposed to be what it is, and it's never been what it was supposed to be. So, I owe it to her to get it cleared out. The garage is better than it was, but I've already filled up all my shelves, so I'm already like at the next problem, back to the same problem. And I have a lot more stuff to list, and I don't have kind of the room to maneuver with it. I really don't. I was going to take you guys with me yesterday, but I had the family with me, so I just didn't do it. But I made another media buy yesterday. I did really, really well on it. I think I'll do really well on it. A lot of TV seasons. And they had a massive record collection. And I was like, hey, what's up with the records? And it sounds like we're going to be able to do a deal on that record collection as well. So that'll be really cool. But let's see, where do I turn in here? I got to go drop my ballot. Got to vote. Save our falling republic, at least temporarily. I don't think any of our options are gonna save us, but they might stop the hemorrhaging. Looks like this person's doing the same thing. Right on. Anyway, let me start over. Let me start over. So I'm actually, let me drop my ballot off here real quick. I'm doing too many things. How's this work? I just throw it in. Cool. So I got stuff that I just don't have the room to work with to list. I've got, you know, some long tail items that are in the way because I don't have anywhere to put them. I've never gotten to the comic books because I literally cannot get to them right now. And I'm also passing up on buying opportunities because of the space. That's not good. Like, you know, it's not the end of the world, obviously, but it's not good to be not moving forward with the business just because I'm like nervous about having to deal with it from a process and space perspective. So if I have a shed, and a good size one, it's gonna have to be pretty big. I'll probably have to get a building permit, even though it'll probably be a pre-built. I completely lost my train of thought. So I need to get a shed, you know, an outbuilding of some sort that I can set up and work out of, and have that space to move and get it all out of the house so that it's not in my wife's way, and so that she can have some space that's her own, you know. But anyway, build the shed. You know, if a couple years from now I decide that I'm not doing reselling anymore, or it's just not for me, or who knows, whatever happens, that's okay, because we can, you know, whatever. Like I said, we can turn it into a man cave. You know, we can. It's basically just an empty vessel, and I'm gonna tailor it to whatever I need it to be, you know, for that time and going forward. It's gonna be a resale room for a long time. We're very serious about building this to the point where not only can I go full-time, but she can go full-time with me. I think probably, well, you know, we always wanted to homeschool our son, so she'll probably be doing that, you know, in a couple of years, obviously. And with the nature of my work, I can pick up contracts, and I can work, you know, I can work a regular job for a few months and then, you know, bounce back and forth. So we have those options to kind of supplement a little bit. But, you know, that's what we want to do. We want to get to that point where we don't have to work for anybody but ourselves. The other component to this is we want to start gardening and do a little bit of farming. So, you know, we want to grow fruits and vegetables. We want to get chickens and some goats, you know, and try to be more self-sufficient. But again, same thing is that we would be moving towards self-sufficiency. And I don't want to say living off the grid, because that's not the goal. I'm too into the internet for that. But you know, limiting our consumption, limiting our footprint, I guess, if you want to put an environmental spin on it. And the other thing about it is that, you know, as far as like the growing of, you know, food, if you can lower your monthly food bill by $500 a month, that's $500 a month less than you have to make, you know, to make your nuts. So all of those things factoring in, and it all comes down to the fact that we need this piece of equipment. But I don't even know what that piece of equipment is, and that's what we're going to find out today. We may be buying today. We may do the deal if it exists, and I don't know if what I want exists, and if it doesn't exist, then I'll have to kind of figure out what the alternatives are. I don't want multiple pieces of equipment, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to have like a riding lawnmower and also an excavator. I'd rather have one medium size unit, like a little bit bigger than a skid steer maybe, that can kind of do everything I need it to do. Whether that means all in one or if that's attachments or whatever that looks like. You know, I know that our excavator had he had a small excavator, and he had a scoop, and he had a bucket, and I may be getting those terminologies wrong because I'm not handy really much at all, that kind of stuff, but you know, and he would just switch them out. So if he had to cut, that is to say if he had to dig down, he'd put the scoop on, and if he was moving the dirt, then he had the bucket on. I think he had a straight push attachment too, actually, for leveling and stuff. You know, then that would be okay. I'd be all right with that. You know, a one unit, then the attachments that go with it. But I don't know. Like, this is all brand new to me. See, okay. Just spin. Okay, these are the ones I was looking at online. That's probably bigger than I need.
Did you need some help, sir?
Yeah, I was waiting on a sales guy to help me out. All right.
What you looking for?
Well, yeah. So I need a machine that can do a bunch of stuff, I guess is the short answer. So I've got an acre. I have more than an acre, but I have an acre that I'm working on that is just completely overgrown with brush and sticker bushes.
Okay.
So I need something that I can just kind of drive into and eat that up and chew it up and spit it out kind of thing. But once that's done, I'm also going to have to, you know, move dirt. I need to be able to cut, you know, and
So let's go. I don't have a lot in inventory right now. I've got a lot of stuff coming.
Sure.
So you're basically looking at a small utility tractor.
Okay.
Is that kind of what we're talking about?
I don't know. That's why I'm here to learn. I guess.
You want something with a loader and a bucket, I would imagine, especially if you're talking about moving dirt and all that kind of stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
So definitely.
And then you're gonna probably need. It sounds like you're gonna need a rotary cutter, which is, you know, it's gonna go in the rear.
Okay.
And that's not for making pretty grass. It's for cutting.
I want it annihilated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna go. It'll go through everything. It's made for fields and black, all that kind of stuff.
Right. Exactly.
So and I'll show. We got some of those.
Okay.
So you can get an idea of everything, and then what I can do is put together like a quote for you.
Okay.
They've got a couple deals going this month. Deere does.
Okay.
On smaller ones. I don't with. So how much land do you have total?
I got 5 acres total.
Okay. And right now you're focusing on one?
Yeah, so basically what is the front acre-ish, maybe acre and a half, is just all overgrown, and then everything behind that is pretty old growth forest. So I'm not really gonna be messing with that too much.
Okay.
But I'd also like, so this is what I was hoping for, is that they have like an attachment situation, because part of me also wants to be able to dig and excavate a little bit.
Okay. So you could do like a backhoe.
Okay.
On the rear of the tractor. We can put, so like something like this.
Okay.
Essentially, the way it works is you on the Deeres, your front driving seat flips up, this flips back. You put your grapples down. Those give you stability.
Okay.
And you're digging with something like this.
Okay.
And that's where you're doing your digging holes, digging ditches, getting stumps out, things like this.
Right.
Okay, so that wouldn't be a bad idea to have.
Yeah.
It sounds like in your case.
And we found a lot of boulders when we were cut for our foundation.
Yep.
So I expect to find some stuff. Yeah.
So I don't think you need something huge.
Yeah, no,
I
probably
mean, you don't
not.
need. I think like one of the smaller, like a 1025, probably would be best.
Okay.
And the 1025 has what they call and here's your rotary cutters.
And I could this will just drive into
go
it?
through this will go through and cut. It's not meant for grass and niceness. It's meant for fields. It's got 2 big blades on the bottom. You just spin around, and
some of this stuff is pretty high.
Okay.
Pretty tall.
Okay.
So
these will go in the rear of the tractor, and you can raise them up to, 3-4 feet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's
So it might take a couple passes to get it down.
Yeah, exactly. And then once you get it down,
you keep it down.
That'll just maintain that field or whatever.
Right.
Nice. And then if you ever decide, hey, I want to turn this into golf course, and you could get like a finishing mower or something like that.
Yeah. Well, we're going to. I got to put in an outbuilding. I'm gonna put a pretty big storage shed out there. Nice shop, yeah. Okay. And then we're going to do basically gardening. So it's all going to be maintained once I can get it clear.
You definitely need. Okay, so you definitely need a backhoe. And the nice thing about, again, nowadays, it used to be different. With the backhoes on the deer, like especially with the 1025, is it's to get it off. It's 2 pins.
Okay.
And then you take your hydros off.
Okay.
And you drive out of it, and then you can put on your rotary cutter or your rototiller or whatever.
So you can switch them out pretty easily.
Nice. So this is what it would be hooked onto. This 3-point would be hooked up to that rotary cutter.
Yep.
So this can rise and lower and all that kind of stuff. So you can get it up fairly high to get over some of that stuff.
Okay. That sounds like what I'm looking for.
Kind of what
that sounds exactly what I'm looking for. So then the backhoe would be on the back as well. Yep. So it'd be a bucket on the front, and I might have the terminology wrong, but
no, you're right. Yeah. So it'd be a loader and a bucket, and again, this is a quick connect. So if you get, like, let's say you want pallet forks or something else on the front, it's literally, you put weight on the front, and it's 2 pins. You back right out, and you don't have a bucket on anymore. And then you can get rock buckets down the road, things like this if you wanted to add, or again, pallet forks, stuff like that, to add to it. Okay.
Very good.
Does that make some sense?
Yeah. It sounds exactly what I was hoping to hear.
Okay. And we've got, for the month of October, not only does Deere have a 1025 with what they call a TLB, which is a tractor, loader, and a backhoe, on sale, they also are doing 0% for 84 months.
Well, I definitely like the sound of that.
Yeah.
What's the maintenance like? I mean, it's not like you can drive it in for an oil change, How does that work?
You can do your own oil change, and it's really, let me see if I can get this. Usually what you're supposed to do is take your actual tractor key, but there we go.
Oh, is it just like a push?
So everything is pretty darn accessible.
Okay.
Okay, you can get at your fan and everything like there. Your batteries, you can get to these sides. Just a couple clicks like there, come right off.
Okay.
Then you can change your oil and all that stuff. Also, what we do is during the winter when we're slower, they do a winter service special. Okay. And essentially what that entails is we'll pick up the machine. Okay. We will service it. That means we'll go through and check everything out, to change all your filters and everything like that. Yeah. The oil, all that transmission and everything like that. And if there's an issue, then they'll call you and say, hey, by the way, there's this or that or the other, and then you get, if not, then and then they will bring it back to you after it's done. And it's one price. I don't know what it is. Sure. I don't work in that department, but
for me, kind of the convenience would be worth it.
And it's done during the winter when you're not necessarily needing the tractor, and we have a little more time to be able to do it.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
I mean, that sounds, everything you're saying sounds what I was trying to figure out. Okay. So yeah, if we can kind of get an idea of what we're talking about price wise, and
if you want, there's 2 ways. I can get your email. Yeah. Just get some info from you real quick. I'll put together a quote for you. Okay. Send it over to you and get that. Now, right now we don't have a 1025 on our lot, but we do have some at some of our other stores. Sure. So the transfer process is, and now it's getting. When it was washing a tractor, I would tell you, so it's going to take weeks. Okay. At this point now, it's not going to be like that. Okay. Well, and I mean, it's not the end of the world. It's not going anywhere. Yeah. Right. The property's not going to move. Right. I definitely would want to take advantage of the financing. So if all you have to do is if you sign a purchase order. Right. I mean, and we're not. Here's the thing: is I don't do our our actual financing until the tractor is done, meaning
Okay.
the backhoe's put on and it's ready to be delivered.
Okay.
Because you don't want to pay on something you don't have.
Sure, right.
So, but if you decide a purchase order saying, "Hey, I'm showing interest in this,"
Right.
then you'll lock in the 0 for 84
Okay.
and all that.
Sounds good. Yeah,
So let
sounds
me
good.
get some info from you real quick.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can put that together.
Ah, that's easy peasy. I like it.
And like I say, it's got. I mean, it's. Unfortunately, I don't have one to show you, but
That's
the
right.
1025 is.
So that's the okay. That's the 1 series. See, that's what I was looking at online as well, and I thought I think that's what I want, but I couldn't quite tell from the website if it had the interchangeable components. You know.
Yeah, and the other cool thing about that too. So let's say you want to not have a loader because you're going to be mowing behind you, want to be able to see in front of you, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So another thing, and I'm not going to be able to really show you on this.
Yeah, that's right.
But I can give you an idea. On
Yeah.
the 1025, it's really freaking, it's super cool.
Is that what this is? A 1025?
No, this is the 3025.
Oh, okay.
This is something completely different. But
Okay.
on the 1025, in order to take this entire thing off, it's literally, again, you put weight on the bucket, you get the tires off the ground. There's a little kick over here and a kick over there. You undo your hydraulics, which is
Okay.
here, and then you back up. You don't have a loader on anymore. So not only is the bucket, 30 seconds to take off, that's maybe a minute.
Right.
So it makes it to where, again, if you want to be able to see in front of you, you don't want to have the encumbrance of the loader or whatever like that. You can take it right off, and then you pull right up to it, plop it back on, and you're going again with your loader and bucket and all that stuff. So that's what I like about the 1025. That's the difference between it and the 1023. Besides the 2 horsepower, that's the biggest difference is the loader setup. With the 1023, the loader's not meant to come off and the bucket's not meant to come off. You can take it
Gotcha.
off, but it's going to be an hour.
Right. I got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
is the 1025 similar in size, smaller, bigger?
It's small. I do have one without a loader. It looks weird without a loader.
Yeah, but I can still I can imagine. So Pape bought out Washington Tractor. Yeah.
All of them. Yep.
I was
all 12 stores. So
I was looking last month at Washington Tractor, and then I went to look at it again the other day, and the site was gone. I went,
yeah,
oh, that's weird.
I mean, they told us it's been about a month now.
Yeah.
And then about 2 weeks ago, they said, "Oh, by the way, we're moving across the street."
Yeah, I saw that. I drove by when that was going on.
That was a fiasco.
Oh, was it?
Well, it's funny because no other store had to move buildings, right? And even their inventory, they brought in folks to do it. For some reason, for us, being Paulsville, and we're the redheaded stepchildren,
right, out in the
we had to
middle
do
of
it all ourselves. So,
well,
but
you got more space now, right? Yeah.
Oh my gosh! So this is going to be the front area where that church is.
Yeah.
They're going to be gone at the end of the month.
Okay.
So that'll be our showroom.
Ah, okay. I was surprised when I got it pulled up, and I was like, there's no showroom.
So here's a 1025, and again, it looks weird without the loader, but it'll do everything you're talking about doing and needing to do. This will handle it.
Okay, fair.
I just don't. I mean, I could say, hey, you know what? We can get you something bigger. I don't think you need it.
Okay,
in
fair.
your case, you said I got 20 acres, different story.
Yeah, no.
But this will handle all the things you need, and it'll. There's about 100 implements you can put on this sucker.
That's
so
kind of.
And that's what's the nice thing too is again nowadays, they're pretty much across the board. They're universal. So like, let's say you just need to rent some kind of a finishing mower or something like that. Even a Kubota or whatever will fit on the 3-point on these.
Okay.
Because they're fairly universal.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I like the size of that. Obviously, it'll be a little bit bigger with the.
Yeah, it's going to be bigger with the loader.
With the loader and stuff,
but it's a manageable. You can get in and out of little places and stuff, and it's yeah. So telling me you talking about what you need, I think that's about right.
Yeah. And the mower thing goes on the back, right?
Correct. That one does.
So I would be backing into.
Yes.
Whatever. Okay.
Yeah. There's a 3-point. So I'll show you how.
I better learn how to drive better.
What's that? Well, that's going to be all the fun.
I got a backup camera on my rig. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it used to be like I remember my grandpa had a tractor, and we used to all use it as kids and stuff. And
yeah.
Putting on implements in the back was a pain in the. I mean, it took forever. Now it's just. The way they're set up, they make it a lot easier.
Cool.
But you saw that 3-point
right
on the back, and so I'll just show you real quick how.
Are the hydraulic cables, are they just sort of plug and play, or is there?
Yeah. So what they do is they have little.
Like a coupling or something?
They're like a air compressor.
Okay.
So you just pop them up like that.
Gotcha.
But you see how it has this? So that top link is going to go in here.
Okay.
And then your two side links are going to go in there. You lift it up, and it's that easy.
Gotcha.
Okay. So.
And then is the bar on that on its own hydraulic to raise and lower it, or how does that bar? Okay.
Yep. That's exactly. So that when the tractor's running, you got to have it running or whatever, and then you can raise and lower the rear PTO, they call it.
Gotcha.
And then this will hook up into the middle of it, and that's what actually makes the blades turn and all that kind of stuff, and makes it actually work. But this is how it hooks up.
Does it raise, I guess, parallel, or does it tilt, or how does that work?
You can do both.
It does both. That's even better. Okay.
For the most part, you're going to want to just kind of keep it parallel.
Yeah. Well, I'm just thinking there's certain parts where I might need to kind of like, you know, push it up and down to work its way down.
You can, So on the 3-point, there's going to be there's adjustable side beams.
Okay.
So you can actually adjust how it sits. You can actually have it going at an angle if you wanted to as well.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right.
So I mean,
that'll be good for because we've got this stuff goes right up to the edge of the road.
So if you're going on a hill like that or something like that, that might be helpful.
That'll be good. Okay.
Yep.
That's good to know.
Yeah. Let's get your info.
Yeah, let's do it. You can put a quote together.
I'm going to put together a quote for the 1025 with the loader, bucket, and a backhoe.
Yep.
I'm also going to throw in a rotary cutter, 48-inch rotary cutter, so that way you've got that on there. And then I'll shoot it to you. If there's something else in the meantime you think of, boy, I would like to know the price of a plow or whatever, you can let me know. All right.
Run that by me again. A loader, a backhoe, and a what?
A bucket. So that's the front. So you're going to have the front, just a bucket, just like that.
Okay. So what's the loader? Is that not the same thing as? I thought the bucket and the loader are the same thing.
The loader is what holds the bucket.
Oh, that's the arm.
Yeah, it's the arm.
Okay. Roger that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, it's so this
is the loader.
This thing that says 300E.
Gotcha. Yeah.
This is the actual loader.
Understood. Yeah.
They're separate entities. So.
I see. Yep. Then that sounds exactly what I want to see.
All right. Let me get your info real quick, and then I'll shoot it over to you in an email. And then if you like, we see if we can get one put with your name on. All right.
That sounds good. All right. So hopefully you guys were able to see that. I couldn't see my screen, and I just kind of had my camera pinned to my jacket, but really good information. Well, we're not going to do that because I just remember there's another sale. Really good information. I suspect everything he told me was. I hate this bitch so much. She never stops talking. Really good information. Everything he told me was in line with what I thought. So I did a little bit of research, but I was really kind of confused. Not confused, that's the wrong word. I was unclear on some of the details because it was just hard to tell from the website if I could do what I was trying to do. And I told them what I was trying to do, and they're like, we know exactly what you need. And he's like, you need, this, and this. And it was directly in line with A, what I thought, and B, what I was looking for. So I was very, very happy with that. I don't know anything else about it. He's got to put a quote together for me. And then they got to order one, but they're still doing 0% financing, which is really nice. So it's 0% for 84 months. That payment's probably going to be a couple $100 a month. It's not even going to be that big of a nut. We'll probably pay it off sooner, maybe. I don't know, but that's good to know. So let's go check out this garage sale. I think I'm going to leave you in the car because it doesn't look that promising, but I'll be back.